Like, so this is what I'm saying. Players know who the ballers are. There's several examples in football of players, questioning stuff that the manager's done, whether it be in the game like Costa and like the Leao situation or the Danny Rose situation, outside of the game. Do you know what I mean? The players know. So don't ever get it twisted at all and think that just because the manager's doing something that the players are in support of it, because most of the time they're not. And this is how managers end up losing their jobs and players start downing tools. Sport at any level, you don't have to be a pro, you don't have to be any of these things. Even if you play Sunday League, everyone in that dressing room on a Sunday morning, at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, everybody knows who the ballers are.
Yep.
Everyone knows. Do you know, at any level? And if the manager, if the manager is leaving out the good players and the good players on the bench, the players are saying, what? My man's on the bench. What? This brother, he's dead. Bro, these conversations happening at every single level.
Yep. In group chats,
every
on the drive home.
Level.
Yeah, like even in the dressing room, like after
especially
the game.
When you're losing, bro. Especially when you're losing. When you're losing, it's the worst. Because when you're losing and you know that you've got good players on the bench that aren't playing, or you've got dead players that are playing, this is when man start to talk between themselves like, yo, you know what, this manager, like, and especially when it's your guy that ain't playing as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's why when Danny Rose went and sat down, with Jose and was like, you're mugging me off, bruv. You can't tell me I'm not playing well. These men are crap, bro. I'm better than these man. Do you know what I mean? And he done that in front of the camera. So imagine what goes on when we're not there.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? But man think that this is straightforward like this. That's crazy. There's no way that man is seeing Harry Maguire still at the club, refused to leave the club because no one would match his wages. Johnny Evans is coming. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got players like Luke Shaw that's been out of shape for probably 3/4 of his Man United career. Can't stay fit. Keeps getting new contracts.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We could go through the team, bro. There's loads of players, that have overstayed their welcome at the club, and players that are better than them have left before them. Do you know what I'm saying? So what is man talking about? That don't even make no sense. So to say that the players have grown tired of, what are you talking about?
Yeah, look at that comment in there. Yeah, that comment further up. Yeah, it happened the other day in Italy when Loftus-Cheek got substituted. The players were back.
Leao and someone else looked at man saying, what? Him? Because they're on the pitch with him. He got subbed off.
Give me 2 seconds, bro. Yeah, my Mac's bugging out.
No problem.
Cool down real quick,
Yeah, cool. Who was the other player? Because, bro, I see the picture of Leao and someone else. Loftus-Cheek got subbed off. Them man looked at each other saying, him. Yo, like, what's man on? You know, like that. Because they knew Loftus-Cheek was having a good game. Him and Teo Hernandez, bro. So think about it. If the players are on the pitch and they're like, hold on a minute, like, what's man doing, Imagine what happens in training. Imagine what happens in training every single day when you're seeing Sancho taking the piss, nutmegging people and all these other things, and then on the weekend, Anthony's starting ahead of him. You know, like, bro, that don't make no sense, bro. And Anthony's putting in dead performances week in, week out, and he can't get dropped. So allow it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that exactly. Remember that Costa was shouting at the manager, telling him to bring Fabregas on. I remember that as well. Shouting at the manager, telling him to put Cesc on in the middle of the game because he's like, why is Cesc not playing? Like what? So, bro, like anyone that, bruv, even if you haven't played football, the players know who the ballers are.
Yep. They
know. There's no players out there screaming for Anthony to play.
Why do you think some games you see, players are walking around, they're not even trying? Yeah, because they know that they've either not got the baller on the pitch, the ballers are injured, whatever it may be, and they're like, we're fucked today. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we do, we're getting pammed. Yeah, so they just don't bother. Yeah, it happens in every level, mate. Yeah, just because they're professional footballers, it doesn't mean that they're not sitting there thinking, why is, like you said, why is Cesc on the bench? Loftus-Cheek going off. Leao sitting standing there giving it like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's all going to go south soon, mate, AC Milan. Yeah, because if he carries on doing that, and he's been doing all right.
If he carries on doing that, he'll lose the dressing room, bro. Because that's how managers lose the dressing room. Same with the Kai Havertz thing,
your superstar player is looking at the manager saying, "Why are you taking Loftus-Cheek off?"
Yeah.
That's your superstar baller at your club. As soon as you lose him, mate, that dressing room's dead.
Bro, and let me tell you this, yeah? And look at this as well. The Kai Havertz thing, bro. Bruv, if your manager don't drop him soon, there's going to be problems. I'm telling you. Because that's another one. It's the same with the Mount thing. Mount got lucky that he got injured. Like, that was lucky for Ten Hag. You know, like that. Very lucky for Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Very lucky for Ten Hag.
There's players at Arsenal.
Because he gave him a decision.
Bro, there's players at Arsenal that are probably sitting there like Smith Rowe, yeah, having conversations with Saka. Yeah, two graduates from the academy and that. They're probably having a conversation with each other going, how the fuck's he getting a game over me?
Yeah.
Right? And Saka's going, oh, well, don't worry, mate. Like, trying to buzz him up and keep him, don't worry, your time will come, mate. Yeah, these conversations after 4 weeks of him being there, 100% are happening because there's nothing that he has done at all in a football shirt for Arsenal that warrants him playing for Arsenal. Yeah, ahead of Smith Rowe or Vieira or somebody like that right now. Yeah, and if you're a Smith Rowe and you were balling out 2 years ago, you got an injury, you're in and out the team since, you've not touched the pitch for God knows how long. Yeah, you must be sitting there thinking, wow, why am I here? I should have gone.
Because this is what I'm trying to say. And you got Trossard, yeah, who's your best attacker. Man can't get no game time. And you can't tell me that he's not performing well in training. He's just not favoured by the manager. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's getting violated at Arsenal. And you can't tell me that players in the dressing room aren't looking at Havertz and Eddie playing ahead of Trossard. And, like, Trossard could play in the false nine. So...
Mate, you bagged a hat-trick at Anfield playing in false nine.
But there you go. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, the fact that Eddie's playing ahead of him is crazy. You know, like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so this is what I'm saying. Players know who the ballers are. There's several examples in football of players, questioning stuff that the manager's done, whether it be in the game like Costa and like the Leao situation or the Danny Rose situation, outside of the game. Do you know what I mean? The players know. So don't ever get it twisted at all and think that just because the manager's doing something that the players are in support of it, because most of the time they're not. And this is how managers end up losing their jobs and players start downing tools, because it's all these little things that happen behind closed doors that people don't see. Then all of a sudden they're like, oh, the players aren't playing for the manager no more.
How many times have we heard like Roy Keane, Gary Neville, other players saying like, yeah, we used to have bust ups in training all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bust ups in training. Yeah, Roy Keane was sat there the other week. He said that he had a bust up with, can't remember who it was, and then Gary Neville had one. I was with Schmeichel. He had the bust up with Schmeichel, didn't he? Yeah, I know that's slightly different to what we're talking about, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Gary Neville has a bust up with Ruud van Nistelrooy, right? Because in them bust ups, Ruud van Nistelrooy is going, "Well, you're shit anyway."
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. So when Cedric Suarez and Lacazette were choking each other up in training last season, nailed on at some point, Lacazette said, "You're shit, bro." Yeah, like, or vice versa, right? And the players know the good players and the bad players, and the players also know that if the bad players are playing, you're up against it. And I'm a good player, but you're playing 4 bad players today. I've got to work even harder to get a win here. Yeah, and it's jarring for the player. Like Trossard, what has he done to sit on the bench? Yeah, what's Smith Rowe got to do to get a game? Like, it's baffling, bro. And then you see players like Havertz, like Eddie Nketiah, stinking it out week in, week out. I know Eddie's bagged a couple of goals this season, but bro, how was he on the pitch for as long as he was against you lot is a mystery. Like, it's a mystery. Yeah, it's crazy. But I guarantee you the next couple of weeks, if he carries on playing Havertz, you watch, mate. Yeah, there'll be little stories that coming out about some of our players. 100%.
But this is it. And like, this is it. Rashford called Maguire, literally called him a knobhead on live TV. So you can't tell me, that was when Maguire was captain. So you can't tell me that Rashford ain't been tired of Maguire. You know what I mean?
Well, it was it as well in England. It was Jordan Henderson when they were doing
the rondo, and Jordan Henderson was like, "What are you doing?" Rashford's 6'2", guys, and I see they're doing the rondo, and he messed up the rondo, and Henderson was like, "What?" Like, bruv, Henderson wanted to choke him. So you can't tell me that these players are not fed up of Harry Maguire, but it never gets leaked in the press.
Bro, look at when Harry Maguire lines up in the Old Trafford tunnel on the wrong side, and David De Gea's like, "What the hell are you doing, mate?" Yeah, and they had to change sides. Do you remember? It's like you've walked out as captain. How many times?
And you were standing on the wrong side of the tunnel.
And you got your whole team lined up on the wrong side. Like, come on, man. Yeah, like seriously, it was funny, but come on. Like, if it's funny for us as spectators and rival fans watching it, yeah. But if you're a Man United player like David De Gea and an experienced one that's won everything in the game, and you're seeing that dickhead as captain of your club, right? And he's lining you up in the tunnel when he's done it 100 times before on the right side, he now puts you on the wrong side. You're thinking this guy's tapped. Yeah, this guy is not good enough.
Bro, there's too many examples. Like all you guys bringing up. Remember the time when Anthony was celebrating and then he turned around and he saw Maguire and bro, he just screwed up his face.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Bro, bro, you can't tell me that man in that Man United dressing room aren't sick of the sight of Harry Maguire, but it doesn't make it in the news, bro, because his face don't fit. So let's pick on Jadon Sancho. Why not?
The only way it makes it in the...
Bro, Onana literally ran, 10 yards out his box to cuss Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Bro, the only way it makes it into the media is by people clipping it up and putting it on socials. That's it. It's the only way. Yeah, and then Sport Bible or Lad Bible will get hold of it. But it's not going to Daily Mail or The Sun or The Mirror. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy, man. It is crazy. Yeah, there's too many Maguire ones, man. There's way too many Maguire ones.
Maguire had, bro, there's so many instances of players losing their patience, with Maguire, and there's nothing coming out in the press saying that players are fed up with him. This, that.
Wait, didn't his agent phone TalkSport once and say, "Can you stop cussing him?"
I believe so, but he's got this media protection, so now it's a Sancho witch hunt. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna sit here, and say that I've seen everything I want to see from Jadon Sancho.
Nah, man, he's been trash. Let's be real.
And I've also said, that bro, I would love to speak to him, because I think a lot of the reasons why, we're not getting the best out of him, isn't his fault. But there's some things that he could do better. Do you know what I'm saying? There's some things he could do better when he's on the pitch. I always said it, like it's too easy for the game to bypass him. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them ones where he's not the kind of player like a Wayne Rooney, where if United weren't doing well, and weren't getting the ball to Rooney, you'd go and look for it. You know them, like,
or he'd just go and clatter someone.
Bro, but forget that, bro. If Man United aren't keeping the ball well and we're not doing well, you'll see Rooney at left back trying to get the ball off the left back. Like he just wants to be involved in the game, innit? The thing is with Sancho, it's like if the ball don't come to him or whatever, like there could be 10, 15 minutes gone and you just don't know he's playing, innit? And he could do more to go and look for the ball, like when we're not really playing.
Yeah, so just isolating himself, hiding on the left wing.
But that's what I'm saying. He isolates himself by being disciplined, and staying in that area. He allows the game to bypass him. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. And I'd say to him, bro, listen, at the end of the day, they're not going to play football the way you want to play football, but you still have to make your presence felt.
Yeah, you have to adapt.
And
the best players always adapt to the game, and every game's different. Yeah, some games you'll get the ball to him 20 times in a game. He'll skin the defender 4, 5, 6 times, score a goal, lay one on a plate. But then the next game, you ain't getting the ball. So now go and find the ball. Thierry Henry used to do it all the time. The amount of times Henry used to come and pick the ball up in midfield. Yeah, or come back to get like right down near Ashley Cole and get the ball off Ashley Cole. Yeah, look at the goal against Liverpool, bro. Yeah, when he scored that hat-trick. Yeah, and threw the shirt up in the air. Yeah, and Michael Owen scored in that game, right? And he jinked round everybody. That ball, he picked that ball up in the centre circle. Yeah, and said, "Bollocks! I've had enough of this. We're winning this fucking game." Yeah, and he picked the ball up and just run around everyone and did a madness. Yeah, and sometimes you've got to do that. I'm not saying Sancho's on that level because he's never.
Yeah, but this is a perfect segue into something that your manager said, and someone said similar to Greenwood. It's true, and I criticize Mason for the same things I'm criticizing Jadon for, and I don't necessarily think these things are their faults either. But the difference is, I've got the kind of personality, that if people are moaning at me saying, "All right, cool, you're not doing anything," I say, "All right, cool, I'll do what I want then, innit?" And I'll just go wherever the ball is. Don't tell me nothing, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is, because you're not going to tell me that I'm not getting involved, so I'm going to get involved. And if it means I leave my position, I leave my position. Do you know what I mean? Right,
go on, sorry.
He said about the micromanager, bro. Arsene Wenger literally quoted, saying, that he thinks in the modern game, they're overcoaching players now. And that's why the individual talented players are getting stifled massively because they're overcoaching players now. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what they're doing.